Before I start the video, let me go ahead and show you real quick on how you check what each wire does. So basically, as you can see this little drawing that I made, you get like a drill battery, or you can even use a car battery. You connect the negative wire, which is going to be used across the board for each wire, and then you connect the rest of them one by one and check what they power. So it has like a little circuit board, and this circuit board basically gives each wire its job to light up whatever it needs to light up. So this is basically how you check it.
I sent it through the bumper, or you can't see it here, but let me see. Actually, you could see it a little bit. See the wires that go through, and I have it going through the weather strip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put these behind the trim, extend the wires, and then start wiring this up. Now, how are you going to figure out which one controls what? So, I have aftermarket taillights, as you probably have seen in the previous video, but the way I check it is I use one of these guys, a fuse checker, and right now I have the lights on. This is going to be basically the dim or illumination, and what I'm going to do, you can do this on the stock ones too, you try to unplug where the connectors are always met, and when there's power, this is going to turn on. There's a little light in there on the very top, and you connect it to a bare metal so that it creates like a ground. And I have mine right here, and then it comes with a little boot. The way I do it is I check, right? I already know which one it is. It's a gray one, but since it's the illumination one, none of these are going to be on. There's no power for these, right? Now, this one does have power. You see that? So then this one is going to give me the answer I'm looking for, and it's going to be the illumination wire. Why aren't I getting power to these? Since these are aftermarket, these are different setup. They might be a similar process on the stock ones, but the stock or my reverse light actually has another plug, which is a stock plug that connects to a separate plug on the tail light. So if I go up here and check this one, it lights up. See? Well, how do I know it's that one? So what I do, so if I plug it back in, right? See that? And then I unplug it. It doesn't turn on. So then that's going to be my reverse light. So then one of the wires is going to go to this hot wire, so that every time the reverse lights turn on, it'll turn on the reverse lights on the bottom. Now, my gray one is going to be the illumination wire. The red one is my brake wire. Black one is a ground. And then the last one, I have it running to the top, which is going to be my reverse light. Now, since I do have aftermarket tail lights, it has a different harness, but it's going to be the same thing if you check the stock one. So do the same method I just showed you on how to do it with the fuse checker, and you'll get it done. Just press the brake to find out which one's a hot wire for the brake lights, turn the light on and check which one's a hot wire for that one, and the same thing for reverse lights. And if you wanted to, I had the brake mod where it flashes. It didn't come in time, so Basically you tap into the brake light and you run that little module with it. Once you do that, it'll flash. Let me go ahead and show you what I used. So I used heat shrink, and then I used these terminal sets. I used solder wire. Like you can use a lighter, or I have this in hand, so I use this to shrink up the heat shrink. And then I have my Ryobi soldering cordless one, which I suggest you get, and then some electrical tape. And then to smash these together, I just used pliers. Also, get yourself a wire cutter. This is gonna help you, and then your fuse checker. Okay, if you're wondering how I press the brake, basically I just had like a long extension and I pushed the brake and I anchored it onto the floor. So you can do that, you know, when you're trying to press the brakes in. That's basically how I did that. So I didn't use a second person. So let me go ahead and show you what I did underneath. I think that's pretty much it for what I used. But yeah, you could get fancy with all the things that I just showed you on your journey when you start wiring stuff. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I did underneath the car. It's a little sloppy because I messed up. Now I do recommend that you solder and extend the wire beforehand before you install it, because it's going to be a lot harder trying to splice it on the car already from one side to the next to get the power from the other side, and I'll show you in a second here. So extend it before you install it. It'll help you and be less of a hassle. So I'm going to show you. I guess you could see that thing, but so that right there. Okay, so right here you have the tab. So with a flathead you could push it and pop it out. That's the only thing that'll really keep it in place, if you're wondering. Now what I'm going to do down here is disregard the rest. What I'm going to do here is I have these wires here, so the other side's all wired up. All I'm going to do is tap into the same existing colored wires on the other one so that this side can work. Okay, so there's the other wires, and I ran them all the way to the top, right there behind the bumper. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to use these guys. These are awesome. They're quick splice connects. Basically you tear a little bit off the existing wire so that this could clamp into place. Let's see if it'll focus. So that piece right there will clamp into the wire that you expose the wire on. So you put it on the wire, you clamp it down, and then on the end right there, see? So you would put the wire right there, clamp it down on this one, and then this side, the tail right here, is gonna feed through the back side right there, and you're gonna slide one of these guys on that end. And it comes with an insulation type of thing, so you don't touch any other wires while you're doing it. So that's pretty cool. Basically that's what I'm going to do. Alright guys, so this wire is not going to be long enough for what, so what I'm going to do, why does it focus? There it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it with another wire, and I'm going to solder it with my little solder. I highly suggest you invest in one of these. It's pretty cool. And I think it's dead, so I gotta put another battery. So I'll be right back. I went ahead and I wrapped this whole wires up. Now on this side, I'm also gonna tape this up as well and scrunch it up. I messed up a little bit on this side, but basically what I did is I extended the wire and I tapped into the corresponding colors on the one that's already connected inside the car, so that I could just tap right here and then everything is going to work on the other side. Now I had to do all this because I ended up ripping 2 wires up here, so I had to extend them and it was a big mess, but I fixed it. But anyways, I recommend that you actually extend this off the car. So before you put them in, try to extend it from this side to that side off the car, and then solder it together, and then wrap it, and then heat shrink it, so that you have a more of a safer line, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So everything is connected and working. Now let me go ahead and I'm gonna fix this, but don't worry about this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how the lights look. Okay, so here's the lights. Now I do have my ISO lowered so you can see it below better. So these are what the lights running on. Okay, I don't know if you could tell, but the brakes are on. I had to go and press the button or the brake pedal, so I have something holding there. But these are with the brakes on. Now let me put it in reverse. Now that is in reverse. So now you know how to do this. It's pretty cool. It definitely compensates the ones for the top side, because the reverse for the top's only those tiny ones. So then now you got these two. So yeah, so then with the lights off till you're driving during the day, that's basically how it's gonna look. So you won't have the redness, if you're wondering. Now if you really wanted to add that strobe effect, right, you buy a little box module, and all you do is just tap into the brake line that's inside the trunk, and once you do that, you'll have that brake mod where it flashes. I was gonna do the install on this too, but they didn't come in time, and honestly I just wanted to put these on because it's been sitting in the trunk for so long. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It helps me out and it gives me motivation to keep making more videos for the Mazda community, and also share with you guys on my journey with the Speed 6. If you guys are wondering, there's my Gen 2 and my Gen 1. It's over here. Gen 2 that way, Gen 1 this way, Speed 6 in the middle. But yeah, till next time guys, peace.